I don't know if you've got children. Say
I do,
a
yeah.
son that said to you, Dad, I'm gay. So you'd be okay if he was gay?
I wouldn't be okay with it, but I wouldn't force him or her
For me,
to
you're
do
saying
anything.
about the abortion debate. For me, that causes no harm. It's no one's business.
I'll tell you what, is it wrong for someone to commit incest?
Ali Dawah and the rest of us. Scientific facts.
Oh, he doesn't come in.
What about man when you religion on the planet?
Neither him.
Science always about the same. Religion won't. Your religion depends on where you're born a lot of the time. There's just too much evidence.
Were you a Christian before?
That's my daughter.
Yeah.
I didn't bring her up religious, no. But given the option, because I've got a religious family.
To me, I just believe in one
Catholic?
God than you do.
No,
No?
my mum's Christian.
Christian, yeah, Catholic.
No, but I'm saying
No, she's
I
not.
don't
She
believe
doesn't
in
go to
God.
Catholic church.
Oh, I see. It must be the other one, the Protestants.
Yeah, I suppose
Christianity.
you call it that, wouldn't you?
It's quite right, where yours isn't.
I don't like the extremes of it.
I know, of course, yeah. I don't think anybody likes extremes of anything.
My partner's a Muslim.
And if you don't
Oh, I
know
see.
Yahweh,
Oh, interesting.
Her partner's from Iraq.
From Iraq, yeah?
But I do struggle when people use religion, to do
Yeah,
so much
yeah,
harm.
yeah.
It's such a shame.
And they, my daughter in red one can be walking around and people shout abuse at them, because they're together.
okay, today's question is to you. Why you are not a Muslim?
Why am I not Muslim? Because I don't believe in any religion.
Okay.
I don't believe in any
It's nothing
supreme
against Islam
being.
or
What if this gentleman
it's
proved
nothing
to
against
you
Islam
that
itself.
God?
It's any religion.
When you say you don't believe in, you're saying you don't believe in God even though your family believes in it?
My mum did, yeah.
Is there any reason you moved away from
I have my
religion to no religion? I know it's a difficult question sometimes. I don't want to pry on your private...
No.
yeah.
It just didn't make sense.
Right.
My dad was more of a scientific mind, and I tended to agree, and it made more sense what he said than what
By the
my
way-
mum's religion said.
Just because somebody is scientific, it doesn't mean they don't believe in
Of
God.
course, yeah.
Newton. Newton believed in God and he was one of the greatest scientists.
Sure he did.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean they are not, science and religion are not mutually exclusive. In fact, science explains many of the things that we see in the natural world. But the question now is, where did this natural world, that the universe that we live in, where did it all come from?
Of course, I
Yeah.
know what a religion teaches because.
No, let's put religion aside for a minute. Let's just use logic. All right? So everything we see that exists, okay, we as human beings, obviously being curious, we ask this question, where did all this come from?
But we'll probably never know. I mean, I've heard this argument times, obviously, with
Were you
my mum's
brought
religion.
up? What religion are you?
I'm a Muslim,
Were
yeah.
you brought up Muslim?
Yes,
from
I
birth?
was, yeah. But I also looked into other religions,
Yeah.
and then I still come to the conclusion that Islam is the truth. The reason for that is because, one thing in Islam is that we don't go based on emotions. Yeah, we base our faith. In fact, our faith asks us to look around you, look at the science, and then you come to the conclusion as to where did all this come from.
We spoke to someone here before and
Yeah.
we were saying that's fine. If you believe what you like, as long as you have a chance to escape and believe something else.
Yeah.
Where I struggle, like we were talking about man before, and I said, so if your son said to
Oh,
you,
yeah.
I'm an atheist, I don't believe in...
Sorry, your 6-year-old son.
No, sorry.
we were talking to
to this
someone.
man.
I don't know, I just heard
He was
something.
lovely,
And we
very
asked him,
respectful,
just
very,
out of
you know.
Oh, he's saying, all right. I
And
see.
we asked him.
And I said to him, if your son,
Yeah.
let's just say, grew up and said, I don't believe in, the Quran, I don't want to be Islam,
Yeah.
would you respect that? And he was like, well, no. So I was like, well,
I
you
think,
don't
look,
really have the chance then to...
Remember I
take
told you
advice.
earlier that we don't base it on emotion. So look, respecting someone, that's a different thing. All right? So in Islam, we are told to respect everyone. We are told to respect both the Muslim and the non-Muslim. However, respecting doesn't actually solve problems. So these questions, these fundamental existential questions as to where we all come from. People go into this down the, they explain using evolution and all that. But that still doesn't negate the existence of God. You know why we put God as the center and everything else as not the center? As logic dictates that something cannot come from nothing. You see what I mean?
I think
Yeah.
my opinion is we'll never know. We haven't got all the scientific answers, but
Yeah.
I don't believe in some deity started it either.
You know, I'm
Creates more questions than it answers.
I'm sure
And
there
you've
were.
only got to look. We were saying, look round
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
We're all lovely human beings, I'm sure, but everybody is.
Yeah, of course. We respect. Look, we are told in our religion to respect. In fact,
But
there's.
look round here. All
Yeah.
everybody's doing is arguing and hate.
Yeah.
Where's all the peace and love?
It shouldn't be like that. You're absolutely right.
It is. It
Yeah.
always is.
You see, this place, Speaker's Corner, is like a microcosm of the real world. In real world, you don't always see everything peaceful, do you? You see a mix of both. I mean, our lives are like ups and downs. Everyone has ups and downs in the life. So if everybody thinks that everyone should be peaceful, I think they are living in some sort of a dream world.
No, but you shouldn't
Yeah.
be
For me, I
arguing.
just feel like I don't need religion to be a good person. So I know a lot of people say, well, how do you know you're a good person without religion?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm a nurse. I want to help people from, just being
Yeah.
a good person.
You know, even this phrase, good person, that is subjective, right?
It's just not doing harm. It's pretty simple to me. It's like,
You work in the medical field?
Yeah.
Let me ask you, are you pro-choice or pro-life?
well, that's a whole other argument.
No, it's not. This is where it boils down to when you say you or I are a good person, whose view is that? Is it the view of the society? Is it your own opinion? Is it my opinion? What is it? See,
I think that's broad across humanity. On what
no. This is where the problem is.
You're kind to animals, you're kind to humans.
Across humanity, everyone have their own subjective opinions. That's the reason I asked the lady this question.
Kindness, aren't you?
Yeah.
You love somebody else.
You know, I wouldn't see somebody aborting a child as kindness or good. I see that as evil.
There's a big picture there.
I know. There's explanations, there's reasons, I see everything. But the thing is, not everyone has the same view. That's what I'm trying to,
They don't.
make you understand here. Because everybody has their own opinion of what is good and what is bad. So you see, we as Muslims, we say that, forget about everybody else's opinion. Let the one who created us judge as to what is good and what is bad. Rather than humans
That's
who...
if you believe that.
Sorry?
That, of course, that's.
Yeah,
You've
but
got a deep belief.
I'll tell you what, look into Islam and see, your partner must have told you about the do's and the don'ts, the halal and the haram. So everything that is forbidden in Islam, there'll be things like telling lies, murdering unjustly, or basically fornication, adultery, backbiting, gambling, drinking alcohol. All of these are vices and they're bad. And no one will disagree with that, with an objective understanding of these things.
Opinion on, I don't know if you've got children. Say
I
you
do,
had a
yeah.
son that said to you, Dad, I'm gay.
Yeah. I mean,
How do you feel about that?
at the end of the day, we don't force anyone to do anything. We can only advise them. Yeah. Whether it's your child, your friend, your mother, your dad, doesn't matter who it is. In Islam, there's a principle, la ikraha fi din, there's no compulsion in religion. So if I bring up my child in a way which is within the Islamic framework, then that child will grow. But that doesn't prove or doesn't guarantee that once he's outside of my household and go somewhere else and get impacted by whatever friends, whatever society he lives in, gets impacted and the influence. So we all understand this. But you see, in Islam, we are not told to force anyone, but we can advise people. And that is where I come to who dictates ultimately what is right and wrong, what is good and bad. Like, for example, no, I did. I said we don't force anyone.
So you'd be okay if he was gay?
I wouldn't be okay with it, but I wouldn't force him or her
For me,
to
you're
do
saying
anything.
about the abortion debate. For me, that causes no harm. It's no one's business, your sexuality.
What do you mean it doesn't cause harm? What about the baby?
If they've got two parents that love them.
No, what about the baby?
Aborted baby.
Oh, yeah, but I'm same subject. I'm on about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because you see, nobody asks the baby whether it wants to live or not.
Yeah, but I find sometimes when I
Again,
talk to
that's
people about
too big a
religion,
thing.
they either interrupt me, change the subject, or don't answer the question a lot of the time.
Sorry, what did we change the subject to?
She
So,
asked him how you'd feel if your son was gay.
I did answer already.
Yeah.
Yes, I told you we don't.
But you wouldn't disown him.
I wouldn't disown, of course. I cannot change the fact that it's my child.
but
You
why
cannot
do you
change.
not think, why do you think it's wrong for someone to be gay?
Sorry?
Why do you think it's wrong for someone to be gay?
Well, I'll tell you what. Is it wrong for someone to commit incest?
Well, it's
immoral.
It's not the, yeah.
Why? They love each other. Why?
Hated.
And for me, you see the after effect of it, the children, the health problems.
What if they were both the same gender?
They're getting a change in the subject.
No, I'm not. I'm looking at whether you're looking at it objectively or is it based on emotion. Because you see, in incest, if a father and son love each other, yes, and there's no chance of reproduction, then are you okay with that?
It's incest.
Exactly.
There's potential harm. There's no potential
No,
harm.
but they say just like the gay couple, they also say we love each other.
But incest would be
But
running a
they're related.
heterosexual.
Sorry, there.
But they're related if it's incest.
I know, but they love each other. So who are you or me to say to them that they're wrong if they love each other? Because this is the same argument for the LGBTQ, right?
I'm only saying it's wrong if they have children, really, to be honest. They're not causing harm.
No, but you see, if they are same gender, there's no problem of causing harm. But they love each other. You see the same argument that the gay... You know, less than 100 years ago, gay couples were creeping the same country. Yeah, it was illegal, in fact. But you see, when the society starts normalizing things, then even creepy becomes normal.
But it's not creepy to be gay.
I know, 100 years ago, you wouldn't say the same thing. Because the society, yeah, maybe less than 100 years ago, you're right, yeah. The society indoctrinates us, whether you like it or not. And even what is creepy becomes normal eventually.
I'll say to you,
I'll tell you what, you know the best example I can give you? Gaza. Gaza is the best example. Genocide has become normalized now. All the leaders of these countries, they're okay, they supply them weapons. I know it's not to you, but you see, again, we come down to what is good and bad. So going back to my original question as to who decides what is good and what is not. Is it the leaders of the countries? We see they can even, somehow say genocide is okay. When it's happening right in front of our eyes with live feed from those places, then also they say, oh, we're not going to do anything about it. In fact, we're going to supply them more weapons. So you see, ultimately we have to come to an understanding as to who dictates what is moral, what is immoral, what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. If it's left to us human beings, we'll have more wars and more genocides as we have seen throughout the human history.
Well, what's more natural to humans than war?
It's not normal, trust me, madam.
It's very normal.
It's not. In fact, I wouldn't call it normal. It has been normalized because of the way the societies have been indoctrinated.
But we've got to go.
Okay, no problem. But anyway, you understand the point I'm making, yeah? So ultimately, we have to have an arbitrator who actually is the one who created us to decide for us what is right and what is wrong. Because if it's left to human beings, more people will die. And it's not just whether somebody is gay or committing incest, it's far worse than that.
I'll just say before we leave,
Yeah.
I said at the start, there's so many religions. Where do you begin at deciding which views?
I'll tell you what, I'll make it easy for you.
Can I finish?
Yeah, sure. Go on.
As I said at the start, if you delete all history of religion,
Yeah.
all scientific history, all facts, everything, all the scientific things will come back the same. If you deleted all memory, every Quran, every religious book, they wouldn't come back the same.
Say it.
They wouldn't come back.
The Quran will come back because millions of people have memorized it. You can't delete.
I'm saying if
You can't delete from the memory, can you?
No, I'm just saying if it was deleted from the memory.
Yeah, but
it's
this-
like a hypothetical situation. Hypothetical. Science always comes back the same. Because
No.
you can prove it, it's fact.
The same thing with religion. Religion also comes back because
But there's
people
so
start
many.
questioning.
Every book's different. It's
I
a
know.
different story.
Focus on the ones which preach monotheism.
I'm just saying, hypothetically, you're saying it's all memory. If every book, every mind on earth got wiped, every book deleted, every religious historical document,
Yeah.
it wouldn't come back the same
How do you know that?
because it's been created by people.
You see, this hypothetical question requires an answer which could go either way. I could say the same thing about science. Many
Religion
things,
would come back, but it'd be different.
many of the sciences have actually been. In fact, the early pioneers were actually believers in God. I gave you the example of Newton.
We take, we'll admit when we're wrong all the time. I feel like a lot of time we argue with people and let's, I'd never change someone's mind about their religion. I wouldn't want to. You should believe.
Well, you wouldn't.
But no, exactly. And he's,
No, you can't force, you can't impose. I totally agree with that.
Some of the loveliest, kindest people I've met,
Yeah.
from Islam, is my partners.
There you go, yeah.
Respects his religion.
Yeah.
And he also respects my.
Yeah. But have you ever given a thought about the afterlife? Is there a life after death?
Well, obviously, you can't compare everything, but in my opinion, no.
No? What if there was? Would you be the one taking the bigger risk or the people who believe in God?
Well, I'll just say, as an example, when we were here, had people saying to us, like, you're going to burn in hell because you don't believe in...
Oh, we don't decide that, by the way. And I would never say
saying
that.
you do, I'm just saying
Because you see, nobody knows in what condition their end is going to be.
No,
Many people might be extremely religious, but then by the end of their life, they completely left God, left morals, left everything, become some sort of nihilist. And the same thing with people who might be not believing in God initially, end up worshipping God maybe better than me or other people,
Anything would make me believe.
Second?
I don't believe anything would make me believe in a God.
Yeah, but you see, many people said that and then they changed later on. You never know. Never say never.
And she,
I do. My mum's friend who comes round is deeply, deeply religious.
Yeah.
And she'll try and talk to me, and I'll say, I do so respect your belief, and please
Yeah.
respect mine. And I said, my thoughts, my beliefs are as strong as hers.
In the disbelief.
Yeah.
In the disbelief. Yeah, I totally agree. But you see, like, you heard of the Pascal's wager?
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, basically it goes something like, if you did not believe in God, and we all came to an end, and we all died, eventually we're going to die, whether you believe in God or not. This is a fact which no one can refuse, yeah? So we die and everything comes to an end. That is the end of our existence, and that's it. But now you flip the coin and you say, look, if that is the case, then nobody lost. That means everybody dies, and the end is going to be the same. But if you died and there was an afterlife, and there are angels, and there is God, and there is heaven and hell, then who is taking the bigger risk in this scenario?
What you mean if you're given a chance to go on
I
or not?
wouldn't want to go to a heaven where someone who maybe, not just an example, someone who, I don't know what your version of heaven is, but was a Muslim, who had committed murders, not saying you would. But
Oh, by the way, people who
been a
commit
bad
murders, you
person.
think they go straight to heaven? No, they don't.
Well, depending
In Islam,
on the other side.
in Islam, one of the names of Allah is Al-Adl. He's the most just, which means he will do justice whether you're a Muslim or non-Muslim.
But
So if anybody's taken,
said he would be more likely to go to heaven than I would. As a
no, he will have to go
person.
through the punishment of hellfire before he's even going to heaven. So
You actually believe?
sorry?
You actually believe?
No,
in
I'm
hellfire?
asking, you see, whether you believe in or not, the question is about taking risk. As intelligent people, we try to minimize the risk and not maximize it. The fact that you're saying that there's never going to be,
No, I don't feel there's a risk.
I wouldn't want to believe
oh,
in a
that is
God
because
takes attention.
you are not sure about what's going to happen to you after death.
Wow.
How? Have you died and come back?
The same will happen as before I was born. Nothing.
No, but that's the thing. How would you know what will happen to you after death?
That's what I believe.
Exactly, it's a belief. It's not a fact. But death is a
It's
fact.
a fact to me.
How can it be fact? You have never experienced it. That
neither
means.
have you.
No, I didn't. Like I said, for me, my testimony, the testimony I believe in is from a representative of God, like the prophets of God. All right? So in the Bible, you see prophets. In the Quran, you see prophets. And this is something that we see, that God wouldn't just leave us on earth to be unguided. For us,
What
the
if
guidance
it's
is
the
a revelation of God.
Buddhist version heaven?
Second,
What if it's the Buddhist version of heaven?
they don't believe in heaven, do they? They don't believe in God either.
That's why my argument is there's so many.
Yeah.
Why is yours right? My main argument is you brought him in a Muslim family
Yeah. When you say you don't want to go to the heaven, what is the alternative?
and just change the subject.
I didn't change the subject. I'm still on the same thing. What is the alternative? Hell. Would you prefer to go to hell?
Nothing. It'd just be like before I was born. Nothingness. You don't remember it.
How do you know there was nothing before you were born? You could have been a soul.
It just didn't involve us.
You could have been a soul. How do you know that? When you look for evidence for everything, like you need to see it, everything. For example, if I asked you, can you show me evidence for your consciousness?
For me, I think you say like
So you change the subject. I can play the same game,
saying your own game.
There are many things which are immaterial, like the consciousness, which we don't have empirical evidence for.
But there's a lot of things that have been proven now that before were explained by religion.
Second,
There's a lot of things science has proven now that before would have been excused as religion.
many things in the religion have been proven by science recently. I can say the same thing.
Well, everybody can make it fit.
No, these are, by the way, these are not just claims. You can look at the Quran, you can study it objectively, and you'll come to the conclusion many
That's
things.
a fact where we wouldn't.
Say again?
You take the religious books as fact where we wouldn't.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You will be skeptical about everything. Unless you see it, you won't believe it, right? And that's why I asked you, have you seen your consciousness?
Let's say hypothetically you grew up in Antarctica.
Because that is one thing which everyone will believe in, including the people asking these questions. Show me evidence. When you have no evidence for the very thing which is the central core of your identity, that where your questions emanate from, your consciousness, you have no empirical evidence for it, but you believe in it. You see, you have to. Every scientist, every atheist, every believer will have to believe in this thing, which is immaterial, but which is your own identity.
Sorry, can I just
Yeah, sure, of course you can.
What is your religion?
I'm a Muslim.